Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. In our last episode, we got our character created, we selected our class as Marauder, and then we took our first steps into the city-state of Limsa Lominsa, which is where we are right now. In fact, we are still fresh off the boat. We haven't completed any of the introduction tutorial quests, so we really can't move anywhere at the moment. So we're going to need to go over there and talk to Ristflow here for our first quest and get our, entrance into the city. Now, you may notice that the interface looks a little different. The nice thing about this game is that your HUD layout can be completely customized, which I've gone ahead and done. Now, because one of the interesting things about the way that I play this game is that I use an NVIDIA graphics card, and I play in what's called NVIDIA Surround. So I have 3 monitors, and I have the game basically spread out across all 3 monitors as if it was a single super widescreen monitor. So a lot of my interface elements are actually off screen at the moment. A lot of my auxiliary skill bars and the chat panel, which I'm not going to be putting on screen, things like that. And I've arranged what is going to be important for us here on screen. If anything shows up that, isn't going to be, doesn't show up properly on here, then we'll just move it so that it actually records properly. Because, trying to record the full, widescreen is just not going to work on YouTube. Alright, so let's just go ahead and talk to Ristflow here and see what he has to say. And that's the first thing. Let's move this where it needs to be. Okay, coming to Limsa Lominsa. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa Lominsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. Without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far, just head straight down the street and speak with Gefar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Baderon. He's the proprietor of the Wench. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Alright, quest accepted. We have begun a quest. Use the do list. And this do list is right there. Okay, so let's head on over here to Gefar, or Grefar, the lift attendant, and head on up to the Drowning Wench. Yep, take the Crow's Lift. And here we are, and there is Baderon right there. So let's go ahead and talk to him. Greetings to you, lass. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for the drink, are ye? You've come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. Okay, this guy is speaking really strange. Ugh. The name's Baderon, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drowning Wench. She's also the Ohm of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if you don't manage, and if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. This town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things that got wiped off the face of existence by the thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. They took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. It's all foggy, like recollections from an hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say remember. Truth is, we ain't forgotten what they did for us. This God's damn calamity spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. It's like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare, and that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. Is this what's got people calling these heroes the Warriors of Light? If Limsa ever gonna pull out of this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventures to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day, you'll be one of them. And that's why any aid we can give to a venturer is effort well spent. What say you, lass? You willing to lend us your strength? But thanks to you. And to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steer you my way for a reason. But listen to me, yattering like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis our time I got your marking in me book. Put your scroll right here. Yama Yatsurugi, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer. Oh, this is a different person. You sailed in the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? Now, hold on just a moment there, officer. You've got the wrong lass. It's fine. I'm standing young lady as my dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lass wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You surely are aware of the recent kidnappings? Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Ah, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times. Me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of your finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Merlthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on. So kick 'em off. So kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse these eager, bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken the clap and irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsans can be a headstrong bunch of bastards, 'tis true, but given time will grow on you. Now, where was I? Oh, aye. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskeys. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning you the ways of the city. Alright. Okay, complete. We got 50 experience points and 103 gil. Alright, that concludes the introductory game tutorial. Taking our first steps. Alright, so I'm not sure we can actually head out yet. Let's go ahead and talk to Baderon again, because he's got the flaming exclamation point icon, which means he's part of the main scenario quest. Alright, Baderon, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Okay. Right, then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that will help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor and point your nose toward the west, you'll get an eye for the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an Aetheryte. A device what can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, provided there's an Aetheryte where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the working of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor, and all your veteran bits and pieces for sale in the district, what lies beyond the Aetheryte. Don't go throwing your gil around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker and you can say, why's Bitcoin purse so light? Have a word with Swozblate instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old octant, and he'll treat you well. For the last me helpful ints, I suggest you meet some fellow axe wielders at the Marauders Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for swinging that Ed Splitter of yours if you join their crew. Blothoda at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that last? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now, best be getting on and run along, eh? Oh, bugger it. There goes sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road. While you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving them their tale and we'll listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit. But you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninia over there has been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Oh, and I accidentally clicked. Alright, he wants us to go talk to her. Running odds errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a woman folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you have the time, you'll also seek the advice of the smith here in the wench. Lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among venturers. Alright, so we got 3 things we need to do. We need to go to tune ourselves to the Aetheryte, we need to listen to Swozblate's explanation of the markets and visit the Marauders Guild. And apparently Ninia here has something that she wants us to do. Ninia, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this, a shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lass, I have some information that might just help you put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Lominsa is a busy port. Not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How the plants ended up in the mizzenmast, who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skeynrail and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs, take them to Aldskiff at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to Skainrail. And head back down to the Bulwark Hall. And there are the peculiar herbs. Let's go ahead and pick those up. Alright, and there's 4, and then 5, and then 6. Yep, and now we're starting to see other players. So we are now actually, live on the server, not in the tutorial anymore. Alright, gather peculiar herbs. And let's talk to Aldskiff. Yes, I am Aldskiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Okay, so I'll bring these over here as well. There's the item request, and there's the items. So let's go ahead and hand them over. Yes, as you suspected, these are highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Haha, forgive me. I cannot resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Ulthic lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded on my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, miss. But not to worry, you've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. Let's give us some earth shards and some potions. Alright, speaking of potions, let's bring up my inventory here and take those potions and slap them on my bars so I have access to them. And let's talk to Aldskiff again because he has a quest. Captain of the trading ship Orion has some information that might benefit your standing as an adventurer, okay? By way of thanks for delivering my scattered lavender, I have a nugget of information that may prove useful to you. You see, I was recently approached by an unkempt seafarer, which is not, I admit, particularly unusual for a man in my position. What was unusual was that he offered a generous sum of gil to be introduced to any adventurers I might know. In my experience, sailors are not known to carry such a wealth of coin about their person, especially with the alehouses of Limsa Lominsa so close at hand. Kidnappings have not been uncommon in these past moons. I suggest you take this information and speak with Glasrail, the guard who stands at the entrance to East Hawker's Alley. Never hurts to show a spirit of cooperation to the authorities, lass. Alright. Here's another quest. Janashim. From the Brugair Consortium. Janashim of the Brugair Consortium seeks the services of a conveniently unoccupied adventurer. Excuse me, miss, but might you have a moment or two to spare? You seem the type who enjoys being accosted for menial tasks, and I require someone to make a delivery to the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of them. The sisters prefer not to advertise their presence here in Limsa Lominsa. They do, however, provide a rather unique service, which the Brugair Consortium has recently been the beneficiary. I would have you deliver this package to their doormen, Loanward, along with our profuse gratitude. Very well. I will be your delivery person. Let's go ahead and touch the Aetheryte here. Ah, another novice adventurer. I, Bataran, has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sundimal, one of the Yellow Jackets, tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance on the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherytes are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherytes and their connection to the flow of Aether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherytes found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherytes or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Alright, so we learned return. We also have the ability to teleport. So travel. Apparently not. We can't teleport. But we can return. Alright, so we have a couple of things over here. Sweet Nick's Rosy Cheeks. You have a quest. You're a goblin. The goblin merchant, Sweet Nick's, appears to be in some distress. Sweet Nick's is beauteous Gobby and crafty smart trade maker. Sweet Nick's makes busy deal with uplanders, need deliver letter to gate of Maelvon, but Sweet Nick's has shiver shakes. Uplander walks to gate of Maelvon for Sweet Nick's. Uplander delivers letter to tax lady Taja. Okay, I can do that. Glazrail. That is disturbing news. Okay, this is someone is asking to talk to me. Your initiative is appreciated, adventurer. I'll have the captain place the yellow jackets on high alert. And while I have your ear, I need you to visit Fridwib and tell her the same thing you told me. You'll find her a bit further down East Hawker's Alley. Fridwib has frequent dealings with adventurers, so any warning you give her should soon spread through the city. Okay, we do that. But let's talk to Swozblade here first. And his purple hair. A fine morning to you, madam. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived in the docks. You bear a gift from Baderon? Whatever could it... Ah, my octant! By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the wench. Along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. Alright, give him the rusted octant. I'm most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deeds must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant. If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that the Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents produce a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores. Procure. So it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But the verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. And you also have a quest. Swozblade, the master merchant of Hawker's Alley, wants you to look into current market prices. You, Miss Adventurer, I have work for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at so simple a task. All you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kyorun, and Snaehill. Right then, all you see on this price list and hand it over to Bane Singh on the West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. And whoever came up with these people's names probably never actually tried to pronounce them. Oh, retainer advocate. Let's talk to you. Greetings, miss. Might interest you in the services of a retainer. What's this? Some suspicious seafarer is on the prowl for gullible adventurers? A possible suspect in the recent kidnappings, you think? Well, I'll be sure to pass on that warning to my customers. With all the merchants and travelers milling through Hawker's Alley, these kinds of unsavory activities can often go unnoticed. In any case, I promise to keep a sharp lookout for anyone being accosted by strange-looking sailors. Alright. And let's see. To visit the Marauders Guild. Let's talk to Iron Thunder, because he's just right here. Well met, lads. Cast your peepers over these beauties. Not a spot of rust to be found. Every piece fresh from the forges of Naldik and Vimeles. Alright. We look at our map. It's over here. Okay, so the other guys are down this way, so I guess while we're here, we'll just go head on over there, talk to them. Most of the early quests in this game are actually going to be primarily in the city, and they're basically going to walk you around the city. Oh, while we're here, an Aetheryte shard, let's attune to that. The Aetheryte is what we use to quick travel around the city. So, we want to make sure that we attune to any of those we come across. Alright, here is Kyorun. Kyorun welcomes welcome customer. Kyorun loves his lovely trade. Kyorun's goods are goodly made. Okay. And we have Snaehill. A fine morning, miss. What could interest you in? Why, you seem interested in almost everything, don't you? Is this another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. Apparently this is a thing. Bane Singh. You're the one who made a list for a Swozblade? Let's have it then. Nothing wrong with the markets as far as I can tell. You oftentimes get pirate selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Hawker's Alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lass. Alright, complete. Proper procedure. Deliver a letter to this person. Okay, and we have another Aetheryte shard over here. Let's go ahead and tune. And that red marker right there is a quest we can't actually do right now. Pataja. Where is Sweetnix with those import records? Without the proper documentation, I'm afraid we shall have to expel him from the city. Here we go. Why, these are Sweet Nix's records. Glad I am to see they were submitted in time. Honestly, you would think that goblin would have lost his fear of our offices by now. Every month he has to submit these papers, and every month his tardiness forces me to consider his removal. As long as one follows proper procedure, Limsa Lominsa is quite welcoming of foreign traders. Pray convey these words to Sweet Nix. Perhaps it will aid in soothing the poor goblin's fears. And you also have your own quest for us. So let's go ahead and see what you want. Jaha of Melvon's Gate needs help collecting duty on imported goods. Here at Melvon's Gate, we inspect all the goods that are imported into Limsa Lominsa and collect duty as the law requires. Some merchants, however, seek to evade this obligation, and we must chase them down. I would be grateful if you could deliver these 2 ledgers, one to a man named Sundimal, whom you will find in the Octant, and the other to a woman named Letitia, who works at the Bismarck. If you are uncertain as to the whereabouts of the Bismarck, ask Sundimal when you meet him, and he will point you in the right direction. Alright, so I guess we're going back to Sweet Nix. Let's see, where was he? Alright, anything else to do here? Okay, apparently there's a marker there. Deliver that log, that ledger, right. Edelweiss. Down there. Let's see, Sweet Nix, Rosy Cheeks. Uplander delivered letter to Gate of Melvon. Uplander has wide heart and swift legs. Tax Lady Pataja has kind backwards for Sweet Nix. Sweet Nix has outflow of joy for Tax Lady Pataja. Sweet Nix's Happy Gobby gives Uplander Jingly Shine. Alright. Alright, here is Sundimal. A ledger from Melvon's Gate, you say? Yet more outstanding duty payments. When will these merchants ever learn? Very well. To catch sight of any offenders, I shall drag them to the gate, kicking and screaming if needs be. One more ledger bound for the Bismarck, you say? Follow this path to the upper decks, and you'll find the place. Which we will head up there eventually. We have one other quest, a marker here on the lower decks, which is down here by down here. Let's see. There is can I get over here? Because there's a marker here for the Fisherman's Guild. Not from this direction, I guess. Deliver the package for the dutiful sisters to Lawnward. This is the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss, a house of deep reflection and meditation. So unless you've proper business with us, you can kindly bugger off. Alright, well, we do have something for you. Package for the dutiful sisters. What's this then? A parcel from the Brugair Consortium, eh? Let's have a peek inside. Ooh, walnut bread and ginger cookies? A few of them Bismarck finger sandwiches too? Them consortium calls know the right way to show appreciation. Some of them sisters have unholy appetites, so I'd best save a few bites for myself before I take this inside. You get Janashim. You let Janashim know we are always here should her boss have need of us again. Alright, now you have a quest that I can't actually pick up. Somebody over here is doing some stuff. Let's tune the shard. Alright, we now have internet access to the Fisherman's Guild, and I think that is everything for us to do. Oh, there is a quest there. Okay, I guess we'll go pick it up. Might as well. Sisapu. Sisapu of the Fisherman's Guild wants to order a new fishing boat. Okay. The calamity really knocked the wind out of the fishing industry's sails, but fisherfolk are starting to return to the seas once more. It's past time I did the same. Before I can put out to sea again, I need to have a new boat built. Our guild has always commissioned Noldik and Vimelis for its crafts, but they are beastly busy these days. If you want for something to do, mayhap you could run over to the Armorer's Guild and consult with Forge Master Hnaza in my stead. Hnaza. I would know how long we might expect to have to wait. Very well. And that should be everything on the lower decks. At least for now, anyway. So, we are actually at the end of this episode here, so we will head upstairs to the upper decks and continue work on our, basically the errands that we're running in the city to get to know and explore Limsa Lominsa. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.